You will be a millionaire in 1 month. Okay, that's quite the headline, grabs your attention.
It definitely does. Makes you wonder, is it just clickbait?
Exactly. Maybe a bit of skepticism creeps in. But what if that was just a gimmick? What if it was actually pointing towards, well, a potential for abundance you hadn't really tapped into?
And that's the really fascinating idea we're diving into today. We're looking closely at the teachings of Neville Goddard. He had this really unique take on how we shape our reality, especially something like wealth.
Yeah, and it's not about just, stock tips or budgeting spreadsheets.
Not at all. This goes deeper. It's about a fundamental shift, really, in understanding our own awareness, our own consciousness.
Right. So if being a millionaire feels like some far-off dream for you listening right now.
Goddard's point was that the potential for that capacity, it's actually already in you. It's just waiting.
Waiting to be recognized. Activated, maybe.
Activated is a good word. And our goal here is to unpack how, based on his ideas, you can align yourself with that potential that's already there.
Okay, so where do we start? What's the foundation?
Well, right at the heart of it, for Goddard, is this concept. There's only one real creative force in your life, and that's your own imagination, your awareness of being.
Your own imagination. Just that.
That's what he argued. Think about what that really means.
Okay.
Whatever you truly, deeply accept as true inside yourself, that feeling, that conviction, it actually solidifies. It becomes the facts of your life.
So if I declare I'm a millionaire, and I don't just say the words, but I actually feel it.
Yes. If you embody that feeling, make it your fundamental truth. Goddard saw that as this incredibly powerful, almost sacred creative act.
Like planting a seed.
Exactly. Planting it right in the subconscious. But this really goes against how we're usually conditioned, doesn't it?
Yeah, we wait for the proof. We want to see the bank balance before we believe it.
But Goddard said, look, that's backwards. The great secret, as he put it, is that belief has to come first.
Belief is the cause.
Belief, or rather inner assumption, that deeply felt conviction inside, that the cause, the outside world, the effect, it just has to follow. It reflects that inner state.
Okay, so he distinguished between just wishing for something and assuming it.
Oh, absolutely. A really key distinction. Wishing, or even hoping, kind of keeps it in the future, doesn't it? It implies separation, implies you don't have it now.
Right, it keeps it at arm's length.
But assumption collapses that distance. It brings the desire right into the present moment, as if it's already done.
It's already a fact in your inner world.
Precisely. And that's why he puts so much emphasis on consciously assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled.
So practically, what does that look like? How do you assume the feeling of being a millionaire if, well, you're not?
Good question. He suggested things like this. Walk through your current home, wherever you live now, but walk through it with the inner feeling that it's your dream mansion, your ideal estate. How would you carry yourself differently? What would that quiet inner conversation sound like?
Interesting. So it's an internal shift, not about pretending outwardly.
Exactly. And when you talk to people, engage from that inner place of abundance, not arrogance, not trying to impress anyone.
Because it's about your inner reality.
It's about embodying an inner truth you've chosen. He saw the world as a giant mirror.
A mirror reflecting
your own self-concept, the core beliefs you hold about who you are. So if you constantly think of yourself, feel yourself as someone trying to get rich, someone struggling,
then the mirror just shows you more struggle.
That's the idea. The change happens when you deliberately shift that inner story. When you declare, maybe just silently to yourself, but with real conviction, I am wealthy. Abundance is my natural state.
And in that moment, Goddard would say, you've actually changed something fundamental.
You've changed the blueprint. But, and this is important, it's not just about, chanting affirmations mindlessly.
Right. Saying words you don't believe doesn't really cut it.
No, this is deeper. It's creative inner work. He saw us as the author, the director, the lead actor, all of it in the play of our own life.
Okay, but I can hear people thinking, look at my bills, look at my bank account right now. How can I feel wealthy?
And Goddard knew that. He acknowledged how real our senses feel, how compelling our current situation seems.
So what did he say about that? Ignore it.
Not ignore it, but understand its place. He stressed that your current circumstances, they're just echoes, reflections of your past dominant thoughts and assumptions.
So they don't dictate the present creative moment.
Exactly. They have zero power over the inner act you're performing now. The physical manifestation, the money, the change. It has to eventually catch up and align with your sustained inner state.
Like the mirror eventually has to show what's in front of it now, not what was there yesterday.
Perfect analogy. There's no lasting outer change without that inner shift happening first. That change in your fundamental sense of, I am.
So the big question he posed then is, are you willing to claim it?
Are you willing to dare? To claim what, in that infinite potential, is already yours? Will you have the courage, maybe starting today, to walk inwardly as the millionaire you've decided to be?
To act from the end, as he called it.
Yes. Thinking from the end, feeling from the end, rather than always striving towards it. Because if you really commit to that inner stance,
Then the change is inevitable, even something like in a month.
he believed so. That time frame becomes possible because time itself, in his view, isn't fixed. It responds to the intensity, the conviction of your belief.
Wow. Okay. So it all comes back to consciousness.
It all comes back to your own consciousness, your imagination. That's the ultimate source, the only cause, really. The outer world is just a projection.
So trying to get rich by only focusing on the external stuff. Hustling, chasing.
That's the hard way, according to Goddard. The essential first step is becoming rich inwardly. Cultivating that feeling of wealth, security, freedom first.
Because wealth responds to your state of being, to who you believe you are.
Exactly. Your consciousness isn't just watching the movie, it's directing it. And those little words, I am.
Powerful.
Immensely powerful. They're direct commands to your creative power. So look at your habits. Are you constantly saying, I am broke, I am struggling?
Or can you shift to, I am wealthy, I am abundant?
And hold that conviction. Goddard maintained the world literally has no choice but to eventually mold itself around that unwavering inner certainty.
So imagination isn't just daydreaming.
Oh, far from it. For Goddard, it's the actual substance of things hoped for. When you imagine vividly, with real feeling, you're not just pretending. You are actually entering that state and pressing it onto the subconscious.
And my current reality, the less than millionaire status right now.
It's just the lag time. It's the reflection of old thoughts, old assumptions. Don't give it your power.
Because the moment I change my self-perception,
The outer world must begin to shift to match. You don't beg the world. You command it by changing who you are inside.
okay, so it's about attracting through being wealthy, not just wanting it.
Yes. Huge difference. Wanting implies lack. Being conscious of being wealthy. That's where the power is. And then, he said, the universe rearranges itself. Opportunities appear. Ideas come, often in surprising ways.
So the advice is to walk around with this quiet inner knowing.
This quiet confidence. I am already that which I desire to be. It's not loud, it's just known. That's the highest form of creation, he felt, claiming and inhabiting a potential that already exists.
Have you practiced that?
He'd say, close your eyes. Feel the reality of your wish fulfilled, right now. What would it feel like? And then carry that feeling with you. Embody it.
Live from the end.
Live from the end. It stops the striving, the searching. It anchors you in the now, where creation happens. There's no power in longing for something.
Because longing just emphasizes you don't have it.
Right. But consciously dwelling in the feeling of it being done, that's transformative. Wake up feeling it. Move through your day feeling it, as if it's already a solid fact.
You're shifting your I am-ness.
Exactly. And that aligns you to receive it, that feeling, that calm, confident, joyful feeling of it being done. That's the golden secret.
Carry that feeling.
Cultivate it. And crucially, don't get bogged down in the how.
Ah, yes, the how. Everyone gets stuck there.
Goddard said creation is finished. All possibilities exist. Your job is just to choose your state, assume it, feel it, and trust the how will unfold. You don't need to engineer it.
Someone who is wealthy doesn't constantly worry about how they'll stay wealthy, right? They just assume it.
They operate from that inner knowing. That confidence comes before the next million appears. It has to.
So a good exercise for anyone listening is to really look at their current assumptions. Are you operating from I hope or from I am?
Yes. Be honest. And remember, the only moment you can change anything is right now, this present moment.
So step into that identity now. Live from it. Think from it. Feel from it.
Saturate yourself with it. And life has to mirror that back to you.
Don't wait for the bank account to change before you feel wealthy inside.
Be the evidence first. Inside. Walk by that inner faith, that knowing. Because you get what you consistently assume, not just what you want.
Assumption ends the search. brings peace.
It really does. And look around. Everything in your life right now is reflecting your assumptions, conscious ones, unconscious ones. Assuming poverty just keeps it going.
But assuming wealth starts to reorganize things?
It has to. But true assumption. It's not just repeating words. It's this deep inner acceptance. A shift from trying to be. And then your behavior just naturally changes.
And the world just obeys.
It obeys your sustained assumption. Maybe a new job offer comes, an unexpected check arrives, a brilliant idea sparks. It has to conform.
Even if the assumption seems totally contrary to current facts.
Especially then. That's powerful assumption. Believing it before you see it because you understand consciousness creates.
So the practice is declare inwardly, I am a millionaire. It is done. Feel it.
Feel it with conviction. Imagine vividly living from that place. Act with that inner assurance.
Because imagination isn't just fluff.
It's the divine workshop. It's God in action, as Goddard might say. What you imagine and feel is real becomes real. Imagination literally determines your reality.
Feel the reality of the unseen.
Make it vibrant. A single mental scene, felt intensely, repeated. It's incredibly creative. The subconscious takes it as real, shifts your whole energy.
That sounds like a kind of sacred science.
That's how he saw it. The secret used by visionaries. Not magic, but the lawful operation of consciousness. So plant that seed of abundance in your imagination daily.
Picture the life, the freedom, the feeling.
Yes, paint that rich picture. Feel it. Your life changes when your inner world changes your inner conversations, your core assumptions. Direct a new movie inside.
He even talked about revising the past, didn't he?
Yes, revision. Going back in imagination to rewrite events, change their feeling, neutralizing old limits.
And mentally rehearse the future you want.
Absolutely. Rehearse being that millionaire until it feels completely normal, completely natural. Use all your senses in these visualizations.
Because the subconscious accepts these rehearsals as real.
It accepts them as present facts, which then have to manifest outwardly. It's about releasing those old limiting voices, those I can't beliefs.
Essentially reconditioning your mind.
Creating new pathways, shifting your self-concept. Do it before sleep, feel it during the day, live from that end.
Because what you want is already here, in potential.
It's already yours in the stillness. Inner acceptance is the key that turns the potential into the actual. And then comes a really important piece, detachment.
Detachment. That sounds counterintuitive. If I want it, why detach?
It's detachment from the anxious need for it to show up right now. It's the highest form of confidence, actually. It says, I know it's done, so I don't need to fret about it.
Like planting a seed and trusting it will grow. You don't keep digging it up.
Exactly. You trust the unseen process. You've done the inner work, the assumption, the feeling. Now you live with joy, gratitude, that quiet confidence of possession.
And paradoxically, that peace might even speed things up.
That's often how it works. That serene detachment proves your inner acceptance is real and deep.
So it's about consistently living in that unseen reality.
Yes. That compels the seen world to conform. Stand still inwardly. Be certain, rather than anxiously chasing.
Deep, silent, inner acceptance is enough.
It truly is. The outer world is just a reflection of that inner transformation.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the core message from Goddard is that becoming wealthy, becoming that millionaire, it's primarily an inside job.
Fundamentally, it's a shift in identity, in consciousness. It's using your assumption, your imagination, cultivating acceptance.
And then that confident detachment, letting go.
Mm-hmm. And that 1 month idea we started with, it's really a powerful demonstration of how quickly things can shift when the inner change is profound. Not a guarantee, but a potential showing the power you have.
So the encouragement is claim it now, feel it now. Live from that state of being wealthy now.
Absolutely, because when the abundance does flow, and it will, if you persist in that inner state, you won't see it as a miracle. You'll recognize it as your own claim, finally made visible.